Liars, abusers, criminals, absolutely awful to take away the innocence of a child. We're now going to go live to Alice at Lambeth Town Hall in Brixton. It has been a long battle for these people to get any sort of recognition, any sort of compensation. Is the end approaching? Is the end in sight for them, Alice?
I think it is for some people, as you say. I mean, this has been going on for years of people trying to get compensation, and it's been immensely difficult for survivors coming forward, as you could see from that piece there, of them having to explain the abuse they went through and how re-traumatising that can be. Now, 72% of the claims of people who've come forward have been completed. That means there's still another 28% of those people who have come forward who still have their claims to be completed. So that figure of £108 million is still expected to rise quite significantly. But there are many who say that this redress scheme does not go far enough, because it crucially doesn't include children who went to the Melting Pot in Brixton. Now, the Melting Pot was a charitable foundation. It had 3 children's homes that was operating in Brixton at the same time as Shirley Oaks. There was one just up to 10 minutes down the road from where I am. Now, there was horrendous cases of abuse, because those 3 children's homes were predominantly for children who are black, and many of them suffered horrendous abuse, sexually, physically, but many of them have spoken out and said that they weren't fed and weren't given food or water or clean clothes. So some really, really horrendous issues of abuse there. Now, those children who are now adults who went to the Melting Pot in Brixton, they are not eligible for compensation through this scheme. Now, this is because Lambeth Council say they did not run the Melting Pot. That was an independent charitable foundation, but they did partly fund it, and they did also send children from through Lambeth Council to the children's homes. And there are many survivors who are very frustrated that they are not eligible for this redress scheme in compensation. So a long way to go. Many victims still feel in getting the money that they feel that they deserved after decades of living with the abuse they suffered.
Well, look, Lucy, thank you for bringing us that exclusive report. Lots of people getting in touch about that story. Nigel Norman saying, I'm watching this awful story, saying it's incredibly difficult to watch, but he says it is incumbent on us all to know how this horrific abuse unfolded. Nigel Norman, thanks for getting in touch, and I think that's really how we feel this morning.
Yeah,
a really difficult watch, but an important story.
It's important that we get the message out there, and you know, also just warn children of dangers and when to be on the lookout for this sort of thing.